To the White House, Attorney General Jeff Sessions fired back at President Trump after the president had called him disgraceful. It's a very public dispute. Hope Hicks, the White House communication director, out. Jared Kushner's intelligence clearance downgraded. Come on in, Nick Johnston, Axios Editor-in-Chief. We want to talk about this turmoil in the White House. Nick, look, I don't expect it to stop. That's the way things operate these days. But, you know, it's not having an effect on the president getting things done, is it?
Well, that's interesting to keep an eye on. Remember, a lot of the things that were accomplished in the agenda have already been checked off. There was a big tax bill early in the year. We've got a deal on budget. But as far as the agenda, the thing I would look at is something you mentioned a couple minutes ago, possible steel tariffs. When we heard last night that this may be coming, we started to report this out. And the sense we got from people who should know what is coming is that they don't know what is coming. Exactly. Like, will there be an announcement today on these kinds of tariffs? How much will it be? Will it be tomorrow? And that's what we're looking at is the internal turmoil affecting these kind of rollouts? Because there's, as part of the wild wars in the White House that we're writing about today on Axios, one of those wars is between Gary Cohn and the trade advisors. Who is winning and what will be announced? So
there is indeed a split in the White House. You're absolutely right. Gary Cohn on one side does not want any kind of tariffs on steel or aluminum. And some people in the White House do want that, however. But you think that that is getting in the way of trade policy?
I think that's been getting in the way since day one. We've been writing about, probably since Inauguration Day, the battle between the globalists and the nationalists. Gary Cohn
on any
and
other
Steve
issue?
Bannon, when he was there.
Is the chaos in the White House getting in the way of anything else that's coming down the pike?
Well, let's talk about the gun control issue. Remember that extraordinary meeting yesterday when President Trump almost seemed to be siding with Democrats. Dianne Feinstein sitting next to him clapping when he was talking. We went to the Hill after that meeting, and House Republicans were sort of bewildered. And Senate Republicans were like, we don't really know what is coming out of here. A lot of them told us, like, well, maybe he didn't mean that. We'll expect him to change his mind, because a lot of the things that President Trump advocated in that meeting were not things that House Republicans or Senate Republicans would go for at all.
That's true. But look, the president is not an ideologue. He's not on the right wing or the left wing. He's a business guy who simply wants to get something done. I thought that meeting in the White House yesterday broke all new ground. It was civil. It was open debate. I've not heard gun control debated like that before.
Right, that's true. And a lot of people in the Trump administration said that was a great sort of public view of the president. But remember, the House and Senate are controlled by the president's nominal allies, Republicans. And House Republicans do not want any of those things that President Trump talked about in that meeting. So the real question is is he working methodically to get them on board? Because if they hear about it on cable news, they're going to be far less likely to jump on board.
No, he's working publicly.
That's true.
He's right out there in public, which we have not heard
Remember
before.
that deal where he announced he's cutting with Chuck and Nancy? If he tries more things like that, that may put Republicans in a box they have to work.
We shall see. It's fascinating, though, isn't it? And you make your living out of this. It's so
never
delightful.
a dull moment.
So, welcome to the show. Great to have you with us. We'll see you again real soon.
Always fun. Thank you.